Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brookworld. And in today's update, we are going back to the street level. We're going back to the area we started to work some updates ago. We want to work once again in that area here, filling up some gaps, and also we want to start working with a bus station, adding some street, a lot of minifigures, some lights, so a lot of stuff, so stay tuned. We are starting today's update by filling up a little gap here on the sidewalk, as you can see here next to our back entrance of the cinema. And it was not so easy as I thought at the beginning, because you can see both of these base plates, there's a small gap, and at the beginning I didn't know why that gap is here. I also was not able to fill it up. Then I found out that last time when we added here our little hole here in the table for that little construction yard, I found out that the gap is not big enough for the walls. I built it inside here around, and after that I used that little tool here, as you can see here, just to make the hole a little bit bigger, because I wanted not to once again remove everything and make a bigger hole with some kind of tool. I just used that little hand tool here to make it bigger, and then I was able to fill up that gap. You can see I added just here the little parts here missing. It was a little bit complicated, of course, because we have that 45-degree angle here. We have a little gap here on the sidewalk, but I don't think that's a big problem. Also, I tried to hide that little gap here on the side of the sidewalk with some of these trash cans, and I think it looks quite nice. Once again, a little gap is closed. The bigger gap with the street is something for a future update, but for now I think that's one little important update. I also added 4 new minifigures here to fill up the area here on the sidewalk, and once again, one small step to go everywhere we want to go. You can see now we have a big sidewalk running around almost everywhere here on the table. Another stuff I want to do in today's update is working once again here in the front next to our popcorn wagon. I want to do the small part that's missing to the edge of the table. So I started by adding 2 new base plates in a size of 16 by 32. In reality, it was a big 32 by 32. I just sliced it in the middle, but now we have a new model here, so I can just test out how everything should be at the end. And I wanted to add another little bus station, because the main bus station is behind there. So there's a lot of time here to walk, so I started to add another little bus station here, because that's the back entrance of the cinema, and I think it's quite a nice and interesting spot to add a little bus station here. So I started up by filling up everything. I have some printed parts here. These are, by the way, from Bricks, a Polish company. I got a lot of stuff here from the for the trains. All the switches and stuff like that are from Bricks, but they also have some very nice printed parts like these I'm using here for my little bus station here. And yeah, I added a lot of more tiles here. Also tried to find out how everything should be on the other side, so we have enough space here so we can have that little building here, and everybody can still walk around. And on front here, there's going to be the street. Here's going to be somewhere where you can go over the street. I'm going to add some traffic lights here in a future update, because I really want to make it possible that the traffic lights are switching the lights, but that's something I want to do in a future update. Just preparing everything in today's update already for that in the future. Because, a lot of stuff I want to integrate is with technique, is with programming, and that's something I want to do in a future update. And here we are. I just added a lot of more minifigures here. Also added that big line here, because there needs, of course, a line here before the upcoming traffic lights here, so the people can go over and the people in the cars know where to stand or to stop. So just added here these 1x2 tiles in white to check out where it is going to be in the future, but that's something, as I said before, for future updates. But I added 5 new minifigures here, and also a little dog here once again, and that's our little bus station here. We have that little girl here that is dressed like a witch, because as you might know, there's going to be the big medieval / fantasy festival in the old city here. That's something that we already started building a long time ago, but everywhere in the cities there are people running around in these fantasy or medieval costumes, because they're going to the festival or coming from the festival. So I'm also able to integrate a lot of these little minifigures in not only the classic standard city style. And that's it for today. We added a lot of stuff here, and I think we are on once again did some little steps to go where I want to go with that area here. We are now at the edge of the table, and also I started to work once again here on that red building. We added the big graffiti, I think 2 or 3 updates before, and I do not have a lot of parts left in that color, but I wanted to test out how I want to have that building look from the outside. So on the right side we have no windows because of that big graffiti, of course, but I just wanted to test out how I can integrate windows here and how it should look at the end. And that's the style I came out at the end, and I really like that style, and I think it's going to be the style I want to integrate on the whole building. And as you can see here, not many parts are left here in that color, so I just need to reorder some so we can build up that building in the near future, I hope. By the way, on the German channel, the outer part of that building is already done, so if you want to have a little spot, a little view in the future, you can see it on the German channel. But also there's going to be an update here on the English channel coming soon. So at the end, coming to the end, I added a third window here, so I just found out that it's a perfect height here. The right side of the building has a perfect height to integrate 3 floors into that building, and on top of it there's going to be a roof. I don't think it's going to be very high or very interesting, just a building here with a lot of apartments inside, maybe for students or so. I'm not quite sure right now, but I think we need more flats and apartments here in the city, so that's a nice little building here next to the really big and modern building here of the cinema. We have some smaller buildings. That's something I think is also something that integrates the more realistic style I want to achieve here in the city. By the way, here's once again a steampunk minifigure. So I added 2 new minifigures, and that steampunk minifigure is from one of the official Lego minifigure series, but I think that's also a little nice integration in addition to the fantasy medieval festival. And as I said before, that's a possibility for me to integrate figures like that also in the city without having problems with all that realism. I also added these little trees here, so I have a little more of green here because we have a lot of dark gray and light gray, and a little bit of green makes it a little bit more interesting even for the viewer standing here looking into the city. And I really like how everything comes together here in that area. Of course, we have, as always, a lot of stuff left to do, like here the street on left side the building, and a lot more of the street, of course. And also there's going to be the next table coming sometime in the future, so we're adding the last part of the street here, but it's something in a more distant future. In the near future, I really want to start working once again here on the big building here of the cinema. It's a little bit going to be higher than that dark red building here in front, but on the other side I really think it comes together everything. We have a lot of stuff to do here, but step by step, as I said it often, we are coming to the goal I want to have, because I have a vision like in my head of what everything should look like in that area here on the table, and we are going there step by step. And as always, if you want to see more of my city, feel free to subscribe, and also feel free to have write down whatever you have in your mind. I always appreciate to read your comments, so stay tuned for future updates, and bye.